Okay. Good, good, good. Ooh, boy, oh boy. Hey, Raj. LC. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me? Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Let's get to work. Lord in heaven. I just needed to, YouTube needed to bug me a little bit, poke at you a little bit. What's up, Jiraj? Hey, Mark. What's up, Jaden? Okay, okay, okay. Let's get right into it. Welcome, everybody, to the 15th. And, well, sorry I'm a little late. Had a little software glitch, but it seems to be okay now. Yeah, Jaden, you haven't slept. Okay. Overnight inventory is short. Okay, and that is a fancy way of saying that all the trading is below the close of the previous day. Hey, Jerry, what's going on? And welcome to the folks joining us on YouTube. So now, I feel like Buddy and Elf every time all my software works. I still remember the 286 and 386. And every time you did a Windows update, the whole thing would crash. And, and dial-up internet. I sound like I'm talking about horse and buggies. So overnight inventory is short. Now that means we should do this to correct it. Now, we've got some things kind of that are going back and forth. There's conflicting information. Do we have a poor low in the overnight? We do. So we have buyers competing down here at 58.67. And we clearly have sellers at 5,900 because we've got these 2 days of inventory that are long and that are selling out. Okay? Now, how do we trade this crazy thing? Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, remember that show Deal or No Deal? Gap, no gap. I got to learn how to write with this thing. Right? So gap, no gap. Do we open inside yesterday's range? Or do we open outside yesterday's range on a gap down, which tells us that there's a change in business than really the last 2 days? That's number one. So when the market opens, watch yesterday's low and see if we open above or below it. And here's the thing. If the market opens and starts going like this, back and forth over yesterday's low, leave it alone until these knuckleheads pick a direction. Don't get chopped up in there. Right? That's something that does happen when the order flow is kind of weak. You'll get chopped around a very sort of important level. Okay? We are currently trading above the cost basis. And we are currently trading inside yesterday's range. We couldn't run the upper stops at 5,900 on that news correction of inventory. So I think, based on pre-market order flow, I think we're just going to bop around in this area. Any large change is going to take us down to check out that overnight low. Any large change to the upside is going to get us above 5,900. Till then, we might do this. And that's okay, because we have a way to make money from that. And a lot of people don't like chop. I don't mind chop. It gives us very specific areas of what to look at so we can manage our risk. Gap or no gap? Before the open, I could see they've got some buy orders here. Because we just can't get down past this level where they were selling it. So they've cleaned up the inventory under this level for now. Let's see if that continues as the market opens. Just relax. Take it easy. All right. No reason to go crazy off the open. All right, we can see they're selling into it here. They stop selling here. It's a very tight little range. Right? That pre-opening range is tight. There's a lack of participants. The W low. I have no bias. Margin should be done by now, Travis. We should be back to regular margins at most of the small wire houses like AMP, etc. Now, staying under 91. Now we're going to come down and tap the previous day low. Now let's see if there's any bids there. Yeah, I haven't checked my email. Amp restored. Thanks, Timo. That's what I wanted to see. I'm looking at 58.98 to the upside and 58.77 to the downside. And in that range, those are the extremes of the move from the news, right? So I think any change short term will be if we break these levels. Until then, I think it's just fair game to go back and forth and wait for more people to come in. It's not a long weekend this weekend, is it? No, it's not. Right? There's a seller at 92. Look how the candles are getting smaller. That doesn't help us right now. But then again, we have 13 minutes. You could take a trade, but I don't see it. I don't see a business opportunity. Right? I think what you should do is when you guys think about trades, you should go, do I see a business opportunity or do I want to see a business opportunity? You think of trades like that, then you could think, oh, how much do I want to risk on this business opportunity? Sellers are starting to compete. So we do have some inventory above. What's good. We've waited 2 days for the sellers to show up, right? And why are they showing up? Because they got to put stuff on sale. Nobody wants to buy it over 5,900, right? Is VWAP still at 87, 86? I might have lost it when I rebooted the PC. Go set it again. Thanks, Jaden. That's cool. Thanks, Kevin. Okay. The overnight point of control is still down there. So most of the inventory is positioned here. That's why when W period, remember Elsie was talking about that W period, that's the extreme that we hit down here. Oh, sorry, I sound tired. It's like really warm in Liverpool for the last week. And I kept thinking, oh, I'll go buy an air conditioner. And then the weather report says, oh, the next day it's going to be cool. And then it's not. No, it gets really busy in the summer here. You get a lot of cruise ships. A lot of cruise ships come in. That's warm. It's weird. I'm not used to warm weather. It never gets cold here, but it's never hot, hot. Okay, we got that 89 sellered out. Folks, do you see? If you pay attention to a candle chart, there's so much information that you can get from it. It's really cool. Most people don't even think about it. Look how the candles have been like slowly, right? You guys, trend line folks, right? Where are my trend line people? Right? That's what causes a trend line when you get like that down trend line, right? That means sellers are competing. I don't know, does that help? Right? When you get an uptrend line, it means buyers are competing and sellers see buyers, so they're raising price. You get that downtrend line, sellers are competing, right? They've got to lower their prices to capture the buyers, right? Get the customer. So before we begin, folks, a little advertising for the room. Please come visit us at thetradingsyndicate.org. Use that code to get 25% off. It's a like-minded room of people who are trying to make a living in this crazy business. It's supportive. And whether you're a 5,000 contract trader or a 500 contract trader or a 5 contract trader, there's something for everyone. I like simple, Jaden, because, and this is what we teach in the room, we like to keep it simple. Because when you're executing, you have to have physically trained yourself to execute ruthlessly and ruthlessly cut risk. Right? So we teach you how to focus on what's important. You don't have to waste a lot of time looking at too many things. Where do I put my trade? Where do I put my stop? And where should I look to exit this trade? Now, right here, if I was short 91 or 92, I'd be looking for an 86 cover. Now, of course, because when you're a trader, you want to be kind of a bit of a weasel, right? If you know that there are buyers at 86, you go buy 86 half. That's called front running. That way, the target is there, but you know if the market doesn't get to the target, you'll at least gotten paid, right? So if you're short here, you're using, say, this or this as a stop, get paid. Now, if it gets accepted under VWAP, of course, we could go back down to 83. But right now, it's finding bids at VWAP and rotating back up. Now, a lot of people like to go long here. I don't like going long in the middle of a zone, and I'd rather go long once it's cleared 90. Because I don't feel like getting caught in this drama. Right? I really don't feel like getting caught up in that drama. And right now, pre-market, 5 minutes before we open, I could see that there's sellers. Those sellers are there again. See? So we might open on a gap. But then again, there's 4 minutes left till the open. Anything can happen. Oh, the YouTube chat is quiet today. Everyone's at the beach. So if you are one of those, I got to trade off the open, right? If you're looking off the open for sellers at yesterday's low and you're shorting, that's your first target is 85. If you think we're going to get back up over the and gap fill, your target will be 94. So you'll be basically trading between the stops. How do I create those zones? They're based on cost basis, body bag. So in our room, and if you even look on our YouTube channel, there's tons of videos on how I do it. So I look at a high and a low, and then when we look above that high, do we come back to that low? I'm looking for two-sided trade, right? And that's what the zone is created. Then what you do is you double the zone to the upside and downside, and that way you have an understanding of, okay, so like say I use this actually. I use that high, that low, and when we look below that low, we went right back to that high. So this is 2 times profit. This is 2 times discount. 4 times discount, 4 times profit. So it's based on commerce. The zones are based on commerce. You get a cost basis of your inventory, and this is what 2 times profit is and 4 times profit of that cost basis. So there's an actual business reason for the zone. Hope that helps. Not so much strategic, but just business, Jaden. Just good old fashioned business, right? Whenever you put something on sale, right, you buy something for 5, you sell it at 8, then you run out of buyers at 8, you put it on sale, 750, see if they nibble, right? Lower the price to 7, but then some idiot comes and offers it at 6.95, so now you got to price compete. See? And that's what happened here. Now, when those sell orders were done, we just took it under VWAP, it came back up. Now, if you're long 89, see, like we're open. See, they're doing this, bastards. Look at this, right? Opening right around that previous day low. You're not getting my money, right? I will let somebody else work that out. That move from 87 to 90 just brought in a bunch of buyers. Now, let's see if they eat those buyers or do those buyers get rewarded. Right? Because how the business works is they're always trying to draw you in to pay more. Right? That's commerce. Right? And then when they draw you in, that's when they hit you over the head and take your wallet. Right? So we got sellers at 91. We got some bids at VWAP. Let's open this puppy up and see what it does. See how it runs. There we go. No gap. No gap. Remember, inventory is still short. There's buyers at 89 and sellers at 91. Not really optimal for a trade. If that A low holds, it will rotate higher. Seller at 90. Oh, let's clear them out. Clear them out. Long 89 and 3/4. Hit the bid at 91 and 3/4. On two. Over 92 targets. I'd say 94/4. There it is. Right? We couldn't take out that A low. Rotation up, ladies and gentlemen. Rotation's a good thing. Now, let's see. We're going to open another candle in 1 second, 2 seconds here. Let's see if we backfill. If it holds 95, you're looking for 98 and a half. I'm still waiting for the backfill. Rotation from 95 to 98. There's 97/4, half. Close. I was off by a tick. Now we have stops above us. So we're going to need some order flow to run that stop. Still looking for a backfill. Here we go. Here we go. Come on down. There we go. Come on. Give me a 94. Name me a 93 and a half bid. Right? Come on now. Don't be like that. If I buy one here, it'll drop to 93. Yeah. There's the backfill. Sometimes this market, you got to be really patient for that backfill. Man alive. Couldn't even get down to 93. Right. I tried to buy 95 and a half, and I screwed up the trade. I didn't get it. It's okay. Let's let it chop around here. That 95 would have been okay. I'll be switching back and forth all right. So what's going on right now is just a little bit of distribution. Okay? The position is basically under here. right? And we don't have enough buyers to sell it up here yet. So that's why it's going back and forth here. Gonna backfill now. Let's see if 93 holds. I wouldn't buy it right now. Let it come down to 91. Dropping down to 91. Found some bids. Now, instead of trying to preemptively take a trade, I have to remind myself I've got to trade here or here. Now we're working out that previous day low again. I'll let the large traders work this out. What's in the back of my head is the overnight low, which is a poor low. So we found the bid 8 minutes in. Now we found the bid down here at 91. Now let's see if we do a look below and fail of 95. Nope. Seller at 95. Kind of stop selling in these 92s. Still a seller, and they're stepping down the bottom of the candles, right? Let's see. And I missed that. I was looking for a reclaim of 95. Instead, I should have been shorting 94. So I'm not that quick. It's good to know. That way you don't overtrade. If you know you're off, wouldn't it be nice to actually stop trading before you lose a lot of money and kind of realign yourself? I don't know. I think that would be helpful. It's something we all have to work on. Now, if you're looking for a buy the dip here, I think it's still dipping. Let's see. If we can get over 92, I'm wrong. And we'll look for 94. Sometimes, too, what I'll notice in myself is sometimes I'll just be focused on trading instead of watching. And usually I'm pretty good at that. But sometimes I think, okay, I got to get to work. I got to start running some trades. And as soon as I kind of get into that mentality, I find that I get into bad trades when I start looking for trades. It's really weird. When I first started getting on the road to being consistent, I wouldn't trade for the first hour, then the first half hour, because honestly, I didn't know what the hell to do, right? And I couldn't get any solid education on what to do in that first hour. Okay, up to 95. Okay, now back down. I don't really have a favorite place. Travis, wherever the look below and fail treats me right. That's my favorite spot. That 95 solid, there is a wall of selling at 95. See? It's okay if you're long 92 and you're out 94 and a half. A couple of points here, a couple of points there. I'm not quite on the ball enough to hit those trades yet. Point of control moves up a little bit. Now let's see if we can stay over 95. Have we cleaned the market out under 95 that we can try and get up to 97? There we go. Come on. 95 quarter long. Out one at 96 and three quarter. Out the other one at 97. Yeah, okay. Brain's starting to work again. Right? I front ran 98. I was smart enough to get out before 98. Let's see if we can hold 95. See those sellers? Those 95 sellers are back. They're not as aggressive. And they'll lift their offer if they see buyers. But they're pretty quick to lower the offer too. That's what I'm talking about here. Right, if you ever worked on a trade desk or you worked with a market maker, you'd always hear them yell out, "There's a 95 seller. What do you want me to do?" And then the client would go, "Step ahead, step ahead." That's what they're doing, right? They're stepping ahead of that seller and capturing the buying on the way down. That's good for you if you're a short seller to understand how that works, because you can step ahead and you can sell alongside. Got a bit of a rotation going here. Let's hold it. Let's see if we can hold 86. Not yet. Come on, sell off like a normal thing. Good grief. There we go. Oh, just can't do it, ALC? Now, if there's no seller at that yesterday high low, I'll be very surprised. Short 89, covering 85, one left, flat. Oh, okay. So I shorted this here, stopped there, and then just covered as we came and dropped into the bottom here. Look above and fail. So all I'm doing is I'm just scalping. Now under 86, there was that annoying bid at 85. Let's see if it fills. Rotation again. Rotation can be very annoying if you don't understand what it is, right? And rotation just means the inventory is rotating around one of these boxes. Yeah, that's right, LC. Actually, I have it marked down at 62 half. Be good if we went down there and tested it. Right now, we're just kind of farting around between 86 and 89. Not much going on. Just chill out, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, there'll be some trades. Do we have news coming up at in 9 minutes? No? Yes? Maybe? Business inventories? Okay. Thanks, Elsie. Thank you. Oh, more people speaking today again. Whew. That relentless bid just won't go away. Right around here. Staying over 90 gets us to 92, which is the middle of the zone. And if we can get above 92, you're looking for 94 and a quarter. There we go. Come on. 94? 94 and a quarter? Now they stepped in at 93. But close. You got to get in and out quick, Jaden. Right? It's a choppy market this morning. Right? And deservedly so. Because really nobody knows what's going on. So the market should trade like nobody knows what's going on. So we just have natural buyers and natural sellers. Nobody's working any big orders. Being picky is good. It's good to be a price action snob. Right? Aubrey says something really smart there. It's good to be picky because it's your money, right? So 92 up to 94 and a half, 94 and a quarter. Ah, we hit 95. Back down. Just show you guys in the room where we are. A larger scale. Yeah, that's why, we use those if-then statements, right? Use those if-then statements. If this happens, then I do this. If this happens, then I do that. If neither of those things happen, then I get another cup of coffee. Nice, Jade. Well done. And there's 95. Sorry, folks, got sucked into watching that candle. Oh, now where are they going to step in and sell? Right? They sell because they have to. Last time we had sellers just here. So if you're doing a look above and fail of 95, make sure you cover them as you get close to 92. I shorted one at 94 and a half and took it back just at 93 and a half. I'm just scalping. I find ever since I had that 10 days off where I didn't trade, I got to get my chops back. And what I did was I knew that there was going to be a seller here. We had one before, so that's when I hit it here. It's not a lot of money, but I'm just practicing to see whether or not I can get my speed back to where it was. Hmm. Okay. Sorry, it's a little boring here. For those of you who are holding short for a little bit longer, right, your out's going to be 96, right? That's when things don't make sense anymore. You stay under 95 offered, you're okay, but we got to take out that 91 area and offer it underneath that. How's everybody doing? You guys still awake? The chat's really slow. Hey, Nap, what's up? Barely awake? Sometimes this kind of price action can be like a trance. You are getting sleepy. And then just as soon as you nod off, a big move happens. Well, see? Well, that wasn't really a big move. 2 ticks, big deal. All right. There we go. Little action. So once we get above 98, this thing's going to be bid. And let's see if we can backfill back down under 5,900. Nope. It's just going to do a stop run. Look for the overnight high. Hit every single stop. Couple of ticks away from the overnight high. There we go. Run the stops there. And remember, inventory was short. We still haven't tagged the close yet. So once again, our good friends, the short sellers, have, well, they're a little trapped, right? Poor low from the overnight never got tested. Do 4 for now. You got to go 8. But now, as this thing backfills, look at 98 and a half and see if we can hold 98 and a half. Because structurally, our shorts are going to be trapped under 98 and a half, and they will be bid to cover in this area. You notice how when it comes down here, it's going to slow down, right? Unless there's some larger sell orders, right? And it'll start rotating up from 59.01. Right? Make sure you sell into the strength if you are trading this. There we go. Out 1. Yeah. See if I can't get out of it at 2.5. I'll scratch it flat. Yes. The more people, the more time is lined up at that stop, Napshark, the more people are likely to execute there. It's just more people line up there over time. There's not a lot of follow through this morning just yet. Jeez. I'm still waiting for a test of 99, 98. Hey, look at the bottom of these candles. They just stopped selling right at 5,900. Here we go. Come on. See how you got a little reaction there? Because that's where you expect the buying to be. Because people who are short underneath will have their buy orders here. So you came right down into it, stopped, and rotated that way. Right now, if you don't have market profile, you can look at the position is underneath 58.98. So as you get down to 58.98, if it's just inventory correction, it should stop selling. The shorts will come into cover, and wholesale will lift the offer and try and get people to pay more, right? Because that's the object of business, right? Get people to pay more. Now, if the sellers get into trouble and they run out of buyers, this thing will come back all the way down like it's doing now. It'll tag that white line where I wrote sellers, because that's where the sellers were before. Just about there. Once again, you saw the same pattern. Sellers reducing price. Great if you're a short seller. Not good if you're a long. Right? It's got to make common sense, right, folks? It's got to make common sense. Now, as LC would say, I don't trust that B low. Be looking for 58.95 if you're short. If we could get back under 97, you're looking for 95 for a fill. There it is. See? And now we're right back into that cost basis that we had before the move higher. Right? We took that, we sold it up here, but we had to put it back on sale. And those are those movements in inventory. Right? So there's a move up to sell, and then a move down to put it on sale when you can't get rid of it. Looking for 58.89 if you're still short. Where's VWAP now? Gosh. Everyone's really quiet. You got 90? Okay. Thanks, Jaden. Jaden's the only one who's answering me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everyone must be either driving or at work listening to this. They can't type. Little bounce on VWAP. Front run back up to 58.95. Let's see where those sellers step in now. We did not correct inventory and tag the close. That's good information to know. And let's see if we can. It's another look above and fail of 95. It should break 92 if you're short. If it can't get under 92, govern yourselves accordingly. What's up, Dave? How are you? And now back to this ridiculous chop. Oh, gotta not overtrade. Yeah, getting settled in now, Dave. Thanks for asking. I never knew how ranges are very tiny. Um, you never really appreciate stuff like internet until you don't have it. Yeah, a bit low volatility. It's just a quiet day, you know. Let's take a look at the overall stuff before we wrap up this session. Right, so you've got this is your overhanging supply. It's selling into this here. But if you take note, the overnight cost basis is down here at 76. That low is down here in the 66s. We can't even get anywhere underneath there. So give it some time. We might just go back and forth in this range into the weekend. I'm looking for a seller again. Now that seller, that 95, 96 seller, they have been in there like, so you can short 95, cover 93 and a half if you catch it nice and quick. Um, they've been in there all, for hours now. Don't put that out there, Rolly. Don't curse us with a slow summer. Don't do it. It's like as soon as we start moving, people are like, "Oh, trend day. Oh man, I shorted 95 again on that look below and fail, and I'm covering the 93s. Thank you. That was like a gift." I'm just shorting against this seller, right? All I'm doing is I'm selling alongside. I know there's a seller there. Every time we get there, there's a seller. So I'm just shorting that, and as soon as it dips down, I put my buy orders in as soon as I get short. That's okay. I'll take those trades. And like I say, I'm really, we never used to short until we knew that there was a seller, you know, or there was an aggressive seller, or that sellers were competing. Once you knew that sellers are competing, you can go ahead and short. It's beautiful. The best is like when you look at like a company and when the founders, like they're like two or three founders and they're fighting and they're each selling their stock and they're trying to outsell the guy next to them. That's a great short. That's a beautiful short. When the founders are trying to compete to get out first, they will drive price down. It's beautiful. You just sell alongside. Just trade the rotations, folks. Like in the middle, don't trade. I see a new rotation here for now. So I've spotted, and don't read too much into this. I see a rotation here, so use your levels, right? You can short the top of it, put your stop on top. Buy the bottom of it, put your stop underneath VWAP. Don't trade the middle of it. If you're going to trade chop, at least know what's going on. Now, as we get up to 96, 97, let's see if they sell into it again. Right? Unless they see a bunch of buyers coming in over 97, 98, they'll price compete. Oh, look, we cut some buyers. Can we get over 98? There we go. Now, can we stay over 98? There we go. Right? See if we get that 98 bid going again. There we go. Creepy slow price action, right? Because everybody who's long 94 to 96, they're selling into this, right? I would. I would definitely sell into it. Oh boy. Still no questions, comments, concerns? Nothing? Okay. No problem, Aju. No problem. Okay, we found a seller at 59.01. If you're getting wrecked, stop trading. If you're getting wrecked, just stop. It's very easy to get going the wrong way in this market. It's happened to me. You're just getting tossed around. Just take a bit of a break and kind of regroup. It's really extreme chop. And I had to take a couple of bad trades before I actually kind of clued in what was going on. And the only thing that helped me, really, that I was talking out loud saying, oh crap, I'm not doing so good. Right? That's why it's good to, have someone you trade with belong to a room like ours, so you can say these things and verbalize them and make yourself aware that you're doing well or you're not doing well. And that way you can manage to stop before you get too out of hand. The problem with the market right now is the two opposing forces. And what that is you've got overhead inventory, people who are trapped long. And down here, you have people who are trapped short. A lot of those people did some nice covering in the overnight. But the people who covered in the overnight, they grabbed all the cheap inventory. Does that make sense? And they're being forced to pay more right now. Right? They're being forced to pay up. They don't like it. That's why you're getting this this kind of thing. Right? That is forced. Because all the good cheap stuff was bought underneath 58.85, which is coincidentally the low of today. Does that make sense? So what does this mean for us? Remember, real world information that I can use to either make money or keep from getting my head chopped off. Either way, it's got to be useful, right? So if you have two opposing forces, right? You have inventory above, you have shorts below. You have two opposing forces, and the people who are doing business in between those opposing forces are they're not really willing participants. Right? So they really don't want to push price up. Right? Because they're the people who are caught short under here. Right? Sorry. The people who are caught short here, underneath 85. Right? So that's why, as the young kids say, the price action is kind of sucky. So you got to trade less. That herky-jerky price action that you get from the 1 minute chart, it kind of sucks you into trading or over trading. So you got to be aware of your surroundings And that's not so easy, right? It's not obvious. That's why you kind of need to take a break from actually placing trades and sit back and watch for a bit. I'm trying to calm down your head, right? Otherwise, you tend to fry your brain out because you keep trying to make the money. And once you understand that, you're like, okay, let's take a break. Okay, there's sellers here, right? That 5,900, we couldn't get over it. Now we're back under 50, 58.98. So I might be more considering short, but use my levels. So if you were short against these two highs, say you shorted under 5,900, put your stop there and buy some here at 95, right? Buy them back. Buy them back. And put your buy orders in so when the market goes down, it hits you so you don't have to chase it. So if you're short here, put some buy orders in here. So the market will go and hit your buy orders. And that way you can keep sort of centered. If you still don't see it, get up and go for a walk. I see it, but what, and I made a few points, right? I did okay. Now I want to stop trading before I get too overconfident and give it back. Also because my trade setup's not there just yet. And I have to teach in a half an hour. We got a class. So I want to kind of chill out. Make sense? All good? Great. I will see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for being with me. Trade safe out there, trade smart, trade less. Right? Make the trades count. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Oh, and if anyone's interested in one-on-one coaching, drop me a message, vwaptrader1 at gmail.com. You can also reach me on Twitter at vwaptrader1. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.